Hey all you goofballs and loons, I'm gonna be making another video today.
Thanks, Mr. Obvious.
Assuming you all have read the title, I'm gonna be talking about cartoons from the 2010s. Again. Except these are more specific as they are obscure cartoons that I barely hear anyone talk about in social media conversations and actual real life interactions for some odd reason. Now it could be because these shows aren't based off existing IPs, or they were just hot garbage. Not many well-known cartoon commentary channels have been making videos about this topic, with the only example my mind thinks of, Diamond Boat. And so since I was bored, and I didn't want to revise for one of my maths mock exams that month, because I already know I'm cooked, I decided to hop on this topic and cover a small catalogue of obscure shows that I probably watched when I was younger. I'm gonna watch at least one episode of these shows and determine whether they still hold up today or not. Hopefully I won't have to regret making this video in the first place, and if I do, I will literally be questioning my whole existence, and I probably might jump off a... Alright, so this is one I vividly remember enjoying when I was younger. This show is called Sadie Bollywood Super Detective, which I would never ever refer to the show as that, because that is too wordy, so let's just refer it to as Sadie Bollywood in this video. Anyways, Sadie Bollywood is a French Australian animated show that's created by a French company known as Tedder Images Productions, which is the parent company of Zodiac Media, and that company is responsible for shows such as Rekkit, which I remember watching that as a baby, Totally Spies, Rekkit Rabbit, which we are actually gonna talk about later in this video, and many more. The show aired on a channel called Pop in my country, and I will watch it from there. I think I distinctly remember having a crush on the title character when I was younger. This show lasted from 2009 to 2013. The show would air reruns on the channel though, yet no one I know even mentions the title of this show. Anyways, the show centers around a 12-year-old Indian girl named Sadie Bollywood, who lives in a cultural diverse city containing people with different nationalities and ethnic groups. I didn't know that they were being progressive in 2009. In the English dub, she speaks in a British accent. Her father is a private detective, and he influenced her daughter to launch an investigative service known as Sadie Bollywood Investigations. She has a best friend called Doovie McAdam. What a goofy ass name. They both investigate cases together that are brought up to them by their schoolmates by traveling around the neighborhood. I kid you not, guys, I barely know the law in this show. I got all this shit from Wikipedia. Ah yes, the beautiful website known as Wikipedia, the most reliable source known to man.
Get on with it.
I haven't watched this show in a long ass time, so I decided to watch an episode for this video. Full episodes of this show are up on YouTube, so I watched it from there. Now I'm not gonna analyze it because I generally can't be asked to, but the episode is called Talent Will Out, and you can watch it in the description. No, I'm just kidding, I'm not putting it in the description, Lord. Just search it up yourself, you lazy piece of...
Oh, they call you Sally B. Now just you drink your tea.
Is that supposed to be a pathetic imitation of an Indian accent? This show's way shit. Anyways, I watched the episode and I thought it was mid. It wasn't bad or anything, but it just didn't stand out for me. There were only like one or two jokes that I thought were funny. I'm assuming this show is a comedy because most cartoons like this are usually comedies. I'm not gonna lie though, this show's theme song does go hard. It is very catchy and I don't know why I was sleeping on it. I know that the lyrics are pretty generic, but the music playing in the background makes the execution of it better. But yeah, this just feels like another generic kids show. Don't get me wrong, not every kids show is gonna be the next Adventure Time or Gravity Falls. But man, this show just doesn't stand out to me at all. I could be biased though, cause I only watched like one episode, but I'm pretty sure the show uses the same plot structure and format every episode, so it isn't really gonna be my cup of tea. This same episode played the boo stock sound effect in one part of the episode though, which was ironically funny, so that's neat I guess. I kinda like some of the character designs. The animation and art style is okay I guess. If you're over 21, take a shot for how many times I say I guess in this video. Wait, I just realized that in my country you can drink alcohol if you're 18 and over, so take a shot if you're over 18 British people.
Well, that was a load of shit.
This show has transitions, and I'm pretty sure the episode I watched had like 5 or more transitions in the same fucking episode. I don't really hate transitions, but when they are overused they can get pretty jarring, and some of them in this show are unnecessary. I'm pretty sure they use those transitions to speed up the pacing, which I do fuck with shows with fast pacing, but sometimes those shows are actually that need to have a good structure, which gives time for characters to grow. The characters in this show are so generic, and in every episode a new kid has a problem that the 2 main characters have to solve, and the writers barely do much to utilize a kid. They just show up so that the plot can actually function to be a plot. I'm definitely not gonna watch this show ever again. If you like this show, then that's fine. You don't have to agree with my stupid ass opinion. I'm glad you enjoyed this show, and I'm sure some effort was put into it, but I don't know. It's just not something I would watch in my spare time. 4 out of 10. Not worth a rewatch. I actually vividly remember watching this one when I was little. Probably because the title character looked like a chubby version of Bugs Bunny. I don't know, man. Anyways, this show is a French comedy. Yeah, that's the end of the video. My lawyer paid me not to mention the French. I'm joking, law. Huh? The show aired on Disney XD in Europe? What? I live in the UK, by the way, which is a country in Europe, and this show didn't even air on Disney XD in my country, which is weird. Anyways, the show premiered on March 11th, 2011. Follows the adventures of Rekkit, a 10-foot tall magical rabbit from the planet Chakabrak, and his best friend Jay Shamofton, a 12-year-old boy. The show is an animated comedy, and I actually found some of the jokes funny when I watched some episodes on YouTube last year. Or this year, I don't fucking know. I just watched some random episodes on YouTube for free! The English dub actually has some amazing voice acting, and it really reflects the personalities of the characters in the show. The show has 3 seasons, which implies that it was modestly successful in the country it was made. Yet no one from France or anywhere the show got broadcasted in seems to talk about it today, and that's sad, cause I actually felt entertained watching the show. I love the anime X style of the show. It's pretty expressive, and it's how you can tell that this show was made by the same company as Totally Spies. I decided to watch a random episode for this video, cause I honestly don't remember shit from the episodes that I watched last year when I was too bored and I wanted to watch a show from my childhood that was actually obscure and nobody gave a pure fuck about. Anyways, I watched the first episode of the show for the video. Some episodes of the show are literally available to watch on YouTube. I don't have to pay money to watch the show, or break my moral values and pirate the show. The episode basically starts off with Jay coming up with excuses not to come with family day with his parents, and he succeeded. He did this so that he can practice magic. Later on, he tries to be a magician in front of his neighbors, but he fails. His neighbors ask him what the writing is in the wand that he is holding, and after that, he says the writing, and then he summons up Rekkit Rabbit. Rekkit basically hangs out with Jay and agrees to finish doing what Jay said to his parents when he used excuses to not come into family day with his parents. Rekkit summons up a taxi and proceeds to do those tasks that Jay told him to do. Rekkit says that he wants to stay with him on Earth, and Jay agrees. The cab organizer, or whatever he's called, says that Jay has to pay a shitload of money, and that Jay collapses and freaks out. Jay later says to the cab guy that he can't pay, and the cab guy threatens to destroy the house with his army. Jay comes up with a plan to fool the cab guy about what human money looks like, as he finds out that Rekkit does not know what human money looks like. Jay then proceeds to give the cab guy 2 rocks, and then the cab guy leaves with his crew. Jay then says that Rekkit can't stay, and Rekkit goes. However, his parents convince him to let Rekkit stay with them, and then the episode pretty much ends with him introducing Rekkit to them, but off screen, and ends off with a funny ass joke.
Mom? I'd like you to meet my new friend, Rekkit!
Hi!
What is that?
And that's pretty much the end of my summary for the episode. I'm not sure if I'm gonna do any more episode summaries, because it's pretty hard to do it. and I don't necessarily need to do it anyways for this video, but whatever. I actually enjoyed the episode. I liked the animation, the voice acting, and the art style. I also dig the storyline of the episode and the execution of it as well. It was pretty neat. This show absolutely blew my expectations out of the window, and it didn't turn out to be a generic kids show. It understood that just because it's a kids show doesn't mean it has to be bad, and I like that. It was pretty entertaining and serviceable for what it was, and I think Gen Alpha kids should stop scrolling on TikTok all day. In fact, their generation isn't even old enough to use social media in general yet. It's crazy how in 2026, the oldest Gen Alpha is gonna be able to use TikTok or whatever social media app they can use. But it's not like they're not using social media anyways. Some of them are literally faking their ages so that they can be able to use social media. But whatever, they should instead watch this show, as it's very decent for what it is, and it's very underappreciated as well. I have seen not even a single person in the cartoon community mention this show, which is sad. But yeah, the episode was very decent. The writing was decent, and the episode was also kinda funny as well. Not to mention the fire theme song. I give this a 6.7 out of 10. Decent enough to warrant a rewatch. No! I'm not even gonna talk about this one either. The theme song just says a lot about how crappy the show is.
I like where this is going.
Ah yes, I love this show. Wonder Yonder, an American animated science fiction adventure comedy series created by one of the cartoon veterans, Craig McCracken, who is known for creating the Powerpuff Girls and Foster's Home for Imaginary Friends. Wonder Yonder was a show created for Disney Channel and XD that followed the adventures of a nomadic, optimistic, intergalactic traveler who is an orange furry-like alien named Wonder, and his best friend Olivia, who is a subornak, which is a made-up species. They both travel across the galaxy to help people in need in any circumstance, and they protect the galaxy from an evil skeletal alien villain named Lord Hater and his army of minions called Watchdogs. This show's vibe and animation style was inspired by Hanna-Barbera cartoons. There is honestly so much I love about this show, from the animation to the humor and the storytelling. There's a lot of unique storytelling here in this show, with the show's characters and theme. The show also has a very catchy theme song, and sometimes I watch it many times in a single setting because of how catchy and fiery it is. My favorite character in the show is probably Lord Hater. He's such a funny villain and usually things end up going wrong for him in the end. The first season of the show is episodic, but then in the second season, the show becomes story-driven, where the most powerful villain in the show, Lord Dominator, is introduced and she begins to conquer the galaxy. This basically establishes the most serious tone of the show that I appreciate a lot. I did watch some episodes as a child, but I did not watch the full thing. I honestly love this show, and I recently watched it and I pirated it, and it's sad that it's not even in Disney Plus in my country, and that's how sad it gets. Also, many people don't even know about the show as well, so that makes it even more sad. One day I'll eventually rank all episodes of the show in a video, so stay tuned for it. But yeah, I give this show a nice 8 out of 10. I can't wait to rank all the episodes of the show in the foreseen future. Now let's move on to our final show. I said, let's move on to our final show. Ah, that's more like it. This is probably gonna be like the quickest summary of the video because this video turned out to be longer than I expected. I also remember watching this show on Pop back in the mid-2010s, and it also aired on a channel called Kicks as well, which is owned by the same company as Pop, by the way. Jesus Christ, how many of these shows aired on Pop? Anyways, Grojband is a Canadian animated comedy that was created by Todd Kaufman and Mark Thornton for Teletoon in Canada and Cartoon Network in the United States. This show was produced by First TV and some other studios as well. First TV were responsible for producing Total Drama, 16. The My Babysitter's a Vampire movie and show, and some other shows as well. The executive producers of Grojband, Tom McGillis and Jennifer Perch, I wonder if I pronounced that right, both created Total Drama. The show first premiered on June 10th, 2013 in America, and on September 5th, 2013 in its home country. The show's theme song is pretty fire. Today, nobody seems to talk about the show, so that's why I'm talking about it. Grojband follows the story of a Canadian indie rock garage band of the same name formed by Corey Riffin and his friends. Sounds a tad bit similar to Gorillaz, am I right? When Corey's sister Trina gets emotional, she writes lyrics down on a diary, and Corey and his pals use the words written on a diary as inspiration for lyrics in their songs. That's basically plagiarism in a nutshell. I decided to watch an episode for this video, specifically the first one. I'm only gonna review the episode and not analyze it. Each episode consists of 2 segments, but I'm only gonna watch one of the segments, which is obviously the first one, just to save time. I watched the episode and it was kinda good, honestly. Some of the jokes are funny and some of the characters are good. Especially Trina, she's probably my favorite character because of her sassy attitude and how she's sort of a jerk for no reason at all. She's just a funny character. Also, there was one joke where she outright excluded her friend Mina from the episode when she broke the 4th wall and proceeded to say this.
You're not in this episode.
It was pretty funny. Trina is such a hater. I also liked the song in the episode that the band sang at the end of the episode. I still wish the episode was more engaging and interesting, and that there could be more funnier jokes to tell in it, but overall I think it's a watchable show. I give the show a 6.5 out of 10. So now I've pretty much talked about every show I wanted to talk about in this video. If there was a show I didn't talk about in this video, then comment it in the comments, and I might make a follow-up video talking about it. I might make a sequel to this video. I'll also make another follow-up video talking about forgotten 2000s shows. I really want to talk about Bunny Maloney because that show is wild. So I'm thinking of making that video in the future where I'll talk about the show. I've got nothing else to say. Go watch Gravity Falls or something.